Grab your cup of coffee because today's video is going to be a long one, as we are going to break down the video editing of Dhruv Rathee's Dictator video intro, which utilizes flying photos and storyboard kind of animation. This kind of editing is used in many explainer videos and documentaries. We are going to use 3D camera, slider control, trim path animation, adding noise, and many other things. Hello everyone, my name is Naresh and today we are going to create this. So let's open After Effects and import all the assets required to create this first part, which is flying photos. Most of the images I have sourced from the internet and a few I have modified in the Photoshop, like removing the background and adding some text, logos, etc. I have made all the assets available along with the project file. You can download them from the link in the description and practice along. Let's get started by creating new composition. Let's call it photos. You can change the order of the images as per your need. I will stick to the original idea. Alright, so I have imported all the images as per their order of appearance. Now let's make some minor changes to them. If you check this video, the images have rounded corners and are more like a square. So first select the image, click to isolate layer and then click on this rounded rectangle tool and just draw a square mask over it and also add some feather. Just like that. So let us do it for most of the images quickly. Alright, we are ready to move it further now. So let's add the camera and arrange the images in the Z axis. So right click and select new camera, keeping the default settings of 35mm. Don't forget to change all the layers into 3D layers by clicking it here. If this option is not visible, please click this toggle switches mode option here. Now I am adding keyframes to the camera for position, point of interest and orientation. Similarly also for focus distance and aperture. Now let's change it to two views, active camera and top view, to arrange the layers in the 3D space. Let's drag the Z axis of the camera to demonstrate how this works. I am moving it further from the images as my initial position for the camera. Now I will arrange the images, and for that I have taken that screenshot to guide me. Now let's arrange the images in the 3D space by changing their distance from the camera. The images that appear first will be close to the camera and the last will be the furthest from the camera. We can also set the distance between two images as per the need. I am keeping a sizable distance between images as it is needed for this animation. So this is how we have arranged our images or layers using Z-axis in a space, doing some minor changes as per the screenshot. You can uncheck this snapping option to prevent this weird auto position of the images while arranging them. Now move the playhead to the end and add camera keyframes by dragging the Z-axis of the camera and moving it beyond the last image, and it will set the keyframes for us. So now you can see how I have arranged all the layers, and when I move the camera, they are moving one by one. Now we can change the value of the focus distance and aperture to add keyframes to it, so that we can add a background blur effect like a real camera. If we increase the aperture, it will add more blur, and by reducing it, makes the image clear. You can also play around with the focus distance to set the area of focus while moving the camera. We can also change the aperture during moving the camera to make certain images more clearer. Let's add some background fire particles to it. Change it to 3D and adjust its position at the last layer, and then scale it up to fit the screen. We can also change its opacity to something like this. Let's add light to our composition. Right click and add ambient light keep these settings. Also add a point light and use these settings. We can also change the position of the point light and then we can parent both lights with the camera. You can also play with the intensity of the light. So first part of our animation is ready now. Let's jump to the next part. Let's look at the rest of the part of the animation. So this image comes, zoom in and then zoom out, taking us to the board where events photos are pinned and animated to one after another along with this animated test route. So for this part I have imported all the images and I have added frames around the images using Photoshop. This one is also created in Photoshop. Let's add another composition. Let's call it board 6000 by 6000 size. Uncheck lock aspect ratio. Let's skip the duration to 15 seconds and click OK. Let me demonstrate quickly how you can add frames to the images in After Effects. Import the image and pre-compose it. Then double click on this rectangle tool. Adjust the stroke size and color and keep fill off. Alright, let's come back to our board composition and add our first image. Scale it down and place it over here. Use the space appropriately as we are going to add many images on this board. Now let's add this sticky note type paper. Scale it down slightly. Rotate it by pressing R and place it beside our main image. Let's duplicate this and place it over here. Now add the pin image on it and place it over the corner of the image. We have to change the size of the image and position of the stickers. We can later also modify the scale, position or rotation of any images on the board. Duplicate pin and place it on the other corner of the image. Now let's add text to this note. I am using this font. You can use as per your choice. Adjust text size, position and color. You can use the hand tool by pressing H on the keyboard to move around and adjust this board composition as it is quite big. Now let's add another subtitle like text with having sticker like background behind it. So let's add this sticker here and add text over it. Adjust the size, position and color of the text. Also adjust the size of the sticker. Press T and change its opacity just like that. Finally select both text and sticker and pre-compose it. Call it a title. Place it over here and resize it. Change the text color to white. Perfect, this looks great. So we have created this one scene or what we call it dot in our chain of events. Now repeat the same process to create the next story dot. We can add a drop shadow to the images and make it more realistic look by playing with its direction and softness. You can copy and paste the drop shadow to other layers as well. Duplicate the pin and move it to where you want to place it. Now to add title text, just duplicate the title layer from the source in the project. Go to it, change the text you want to use and adjust the sticker and it's done. Now following these steps you can add as many dots as you want for your story. Another important thing is to keep this title and pin layers separate and higher. You will come to know why soon. Now let's create a final composition and call it render. We'll keep it 1980 by 1080 and duration 25 seconds or as per your animation length. Now I am adding our first composition, photos. Now add a second composition, board and adjust its position. I am keeping the second composition here at this position. So from here it is going to be zoom in and then zoom out, revealing the storyboard. Let's add a new camera and convert the board composition into 3D layer. Now press 3 on keyboard or select from here this dolly camera to zoom this layer to this much. You can move the layer by pressing 2 on the keyboard or selecting this pan camera and adjust the position of the layer. Now set the playhead at the beginning of this composition and add keyframes to camera. Move the playhead to 2 seconds or less and use dolly camera to zoom it. Again move the playhead to 2 seconds and zoom out till it shows the storyboard. Move a few frames and add keyframes so this scene will stay for a while before jumping to the next scene. Again move 2 seconds and use the pan camera to change the position of this scene on the storyboard. Then move a few frames ahead and add a keyframe in the same position. Repeat the same steps for the rest of the story dots or scenes. You can adjust the position or size of any layer by going to the board composition. So our basic animation of the board is complete now, and we can add a connecting path with animation using trim path animation. So go to render composition and select keyframe where our animation moves from one scene to another. So here, now go to board composition. Now you can see there are lots of layers here. So you can hide it by selecting this psi icon, so it will disappear from here, making it easy to work with the rest of the layers. If you are not able to see this option, click on the toggle switches mode button. To add a path between two pins, we have to use the pen tool. But remember that don't select any layer while using the pen tool and create a path between 2 points. Also make sure that the filling for the pen tool is none and select the color of the stroke as per the requirement. I am choosing the red here. Keep stroke sizes to 20 pixel. Now let's add this path. Now select the shape layer, go to stroke, click on this dashes and change the value to 60 or as you like. Now to animate this path, click on add, select trim path. Go to trim paths and add the keyframe to end and change its value to 0. Again go back to render comp, move your playhead, select the point where the animation is to end. Again go back to board and change the value of the end in a trim path to 100. Go to board composition and add a drop shadow to this shape layer and adjust its direction and softness, etc. Also copy it to paste it to the rest of the path. Repeat the same steps for connecting and animating the rest of the dots. Remember not to select any layers while using the pen tool to add a dashed line. Now you can see that this dashed line is over the pin and it should be under the pin. So unhide all the layers, select all shape layers and put it below the pin layers, and now it is perfect. Alright guys, our animation is ready and it's time to add some secret sauce. We can add a background to the board composition and scale it to fit the comp and reduce its opacity to this. Right click and add a new adjustment layer, trim it down and add camera lens blur. Change the blur radius to 0, add a keyframe, move a few keyframes before transition, bump the blur radius. Move to the transition point and change it back to 0. Right click, add a new white solid and rename it to noise. Go to effects and presets and add Fractal Noise. Bump the contrast value to quite high and also bump the brightness value. Add invert from effects and presets and change its blending mode to add. To move and animate these particles, select the evolution option, keep holding Alt or Option key and click on random shades. Now type this formula here, time multiplied by 10. Now particles will be animated. Let's reduce the size of particles by increasing brightness. Now let's add a new adjustment layer, rename it grid. Add grid from effects and presets and let's change its value to this. Change the border to 2 and feather for height to 2.3 or something. Play around with the corner value to reduce the space between the grid, and finally change its blend mode to screen. Select board comp and press P to select position. Hold Option or Alt key and click stopwatch icon to position to add wiggle expression. Add value of 3 and 10. Now add slider control from effects and preset twice, as we have two values to control. Now come to wiggle expression, select this first value, pick whip for the first position from the expression and connect it with the first slider. Now select the second value and pick whip to connect with the second slider. Now we want to add keyframes to the slider. So select this position of the playhead where the first scene starts. Add keyframes to both slider, set it to 0. Now select the point before it jumps to the next scene and add keyframes by changing its value to 3 and 10 respectively. Let's play it. And we have this nice handheld camera movement. Add another adjustment layer and add a posterized time effect to change its value to 12. Finally, add one more adjustment layer. Rename it as vignette. Come to Effects and Presets and select Exposure. Add this effect to this adjustment layer. Come to this adjustment layer, select Effect, Exposure, Master. Change exposure to -2. Select this adjustment layer, come to this rectangle tool, keep hold and select ellipse tool. Double click on this ellipse tool and it will create one elliptical mask over it. Select this mask and invert it. Also increase the feather of this mask. So our vignette effect is ready now. Wow, we have this great animation finished finally. See you in the next one. Till then, keep practicing. Thank you.